Well, hey there, I'm Dr. Tom Ulrich, and I like to talk about leadership in engineering. Hey, this video is part two on the series where I'm talking about what you can do to promote, to increase your chances of being asked to take a leadership role. Now, what I like to talk about in this video is something called the Peter Principle. Now, this is a principle that kind of emerged in the 70s and really started to shape business in the 80s. And it's probably, whether they call it this or not, a lot of tech companies are aware of the phenomena I'm about to describe. And so it's very helpful for you to understand what this is. So, what the basic idea is, it goes like this. In sort of old school companies where they think about an organization as if it's a machine, and they kind of, job descriptions basically describe the cog that needs to go in the clock, and they try to mechanize everything. That's old school. That really doesn't work with tech companies, and I've got a video on that you can watch. But bottom line is, this viewing a company as a machine is a terrible idea. It doesn't really work with high tech. And what happened, one of the reasons is, what happened with the old school model is, remember, after the Industrial Revolution, there was guys like Frederick Taylor and a guy named Fayol. And their idea was, the managers do the thinking and the workers don't. And so they would actually tell people, okay, you're a worker, don't think. The managers will think. And of course, for a knowledge worker like an engineer, that would be completely productive. But what happened is, when you had the workers unable to think, you really weren't able to evaluate their management very much. You could evaluate how hard they worked and stuff. But basically what you did is you told them, don't do anything that looks like leadership until we make you a manager. So the Peter Principle goes like this. If you become a manager, then what happens is, if you do well at that position, you'll get promoted. And if you don't do well at that position, you're going to stay there. And so that position is now filled with an incompetent person. So then the next person gets promoted. And if they don't do well at that next level, then they never get promoted again. And so what happens is, if you do well, you get promoted until you reach a level where you're incompetent. And over time, what happens is, the entire organization is characterized by incompetent leaders. So the Peter Principle is, everybody gets promoted to the level of incompetence, and then you have this colossal infrastructure of incompetent managers. So tech companies tend to know about that, and so what they do is they think about it this way. This is the anti-Peter Principle. What you do is, you never promote anybody until you see that they're already doing that job. So as an engineer, you're not going to get promoted to some kind of leadership position until you're already leading. Now, the trick is, you don't want to be the kind of leader that's sort of leading insurrection and going in a different direction. You want to figure out which direction is the leader leading us. Now, if you've got good leadership above you, you already know that. But there's no shortage of bad leaders in the world. So, you may or may not have a good leader, but you got to figure out, where's the organization going and how can you best contribute to getting everybody else to understand that and go in the same direction. At any rate, so that's my second comment, is just simply understand that you get promoted after you become a leader, not before. Hey, if you like this video, please give me a like. You can subscribe. That'd be amazing. I'm doing this video because one of my new friends asked me to, down in the comments. And if you want to see a video on some leadership topic, just type it in and I'll do it. You can find more videos on YouTube, Dr. Tom Ulrich, and also on my website. You can go to tomulrichconsulting.com. Anyway, thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.